Welcome to Vision Radio 345. Mr. Cain in the hot seat with my special guest today, Mr. JayjayBorn2sing. On this brother, in barn to sing for real. Me sending my text yesterday, you're definitely born for sing for real. Welcome, Jay, to the studio.
Thank
Vision
you.
Radio 345.
Thank you very much for
How
having
you
me.
doing?
I'm good. I went out last night to support a friend at a gig that he had. I'm not really a partier, like a party person.
Yes.
But I went and put down 2 foot last night. I just tore me off.
You just went to put 2 foot in. Okay, so the question is, what time you get back in now?
Oh, I wasn't late one, about 1:15. And I got there.
Decent time.
I got there 10:45, so I wasn't there that long.
Okay, but today we're going to be interviewing Jay and talking about his history in his music and where he started and where he's going, because these are the things we like to say. And I have to say, I've been around this area a long time, and it's not hardly any men them around the area singing reggae music.
Right. Okay.
This guy is something else. Trust me. JayjayBorn2sing. So could you tell us a bit about the singer JayjayBorn2sing and how the name actually came about?
Yes. Well, when I first started off, as in when I decided to actually take music as a serious thing, because I've always been singing, but it was probably around 2008 that I said, okay, cool, let me really put my hand to this thing. I actually was JJ, as in JayjayBorn.
No, you're right, because you're right, because you know what, it was JJ, because I remember a good friend of mine, Pastor Lucas, who he passed away some time ago, and I know that you know him. Yeah, he used to get promos, and I remember that was it. JJ, you're correct. Yeah,
it was JJ.
Yeah, JJ, that's right.
And so and I was comfortable with it. I was happy with it. And so what happened was I was doing a lot of open mic sessions.
Right.
And what was happening is, as I was on this this journey of doing these open mics, I remember the first time this lady introduced me as JJ, the man that's born to sing.
Okay.
Didn't think anything of it.
Wow.
I just thought, okay, thank you very much. That's a very nice compliment. Didn't think anything of it.
Wow.
And then what started happening was, at various different places that had no association with the very first lady that said that, people started to say, yeah, this man is born to sing. And so I'm like, Father, hold on a minute. I'm hearing this born to sing a lot. Am I supposed to attach this to the JJ? And so I ran with it. And here I am.
And it's really important, and I've always said this, I don't know if people look at this, but the name that you're given is so important. That name attached to you must mean something. And obviously, there's people out there with different type of names, but this name serves its purpose. JayjayBorn2sing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. However, I must say that the name has given me a fight.
Wow.
There's been a fight because of the name. I've been told by someone that believes that they're quite significant in our reggae fraternity, that said, your name is ridiculous. And said to me, not to me, but via email, no one's ever going to take your career seriously because your name is the most ridiculous name I've ever heard.
That's deep. That just sounds like a different level of talking.
Yeah,
because wow.
I mean, this person that said that they are the same. It's the same person that would endorse Shaggy and Red Rat.
Wow.
And those names that we could consider to be ridiculous, but people's names are their names, right?
Yeah, and they serve a purpose. And I think your name is serving for a greater purpose, which then causes slight problems.
Well, yes, we understand that part. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's a different conversation, but that is really an insight, because I'm saying to myself, let me ask him, where did he get that name, JayjayBorn2sing? Because then when you reminded me, it was JJ
at first.
My mind just went back to, as I said, the time when we used, Pastor Lucas.
Yes.
We used to get promos, and you came up.
That's right.
And that leads on to my second question.
Go ahead.
Which says, I remember hearing some of your early recordings some time ago, and I knew the potential was already there for you to become an artist in your own right.
Thank you.
So tell us about those early recordings and which producers were you working with at that time?
But it's funny because when I was actually at the time when I had met Pastor Lucas, there was no producers. I was just borrowing, and I want to emphasize on the word borrow from YouTube.
Wow.
Because I had no links at that time.
Yes.
I didn't know any producers or anybody. I mean, I knew. Let me tell the truth. I knew producers, but no one that was willing to produce for me.
Okay.
And so I didn't have any links, and so I thought, but you know what? I want my voice to be heard. Because I got something to say.
Absolutely.
I got something to say, and so
Without
I
a
thought,
doubt, you have.
How do I go about that? And so
Yes.
what happened? I went to in 2008. I went to a studio, Morpheus Studio. He was based in Hackney at the time.
Right.
And I only went down there with a rapper friend of mine to go and do a hook for him.
Okay.
And so when I went down there, I saw that there was a couple of men in the studio and stuff, and I saw how it was working. Because at that point, I hadn't really had studio experience. Do you get what I mean? And so when I saw what was going down, I was like, okay. And so I decided to go in, after I'd done the project for my friend, I decided to go in and just sit in.
Okay, just and see what's going on.
Just to see what I go on.
Feel, yeah.
And just to see it. And it's funny because at the time it was all rappers. There was no singers. It was all rappers. And so what I was blessed to experience was to see how rappers recorded, because they record totally different to a singer.
Yes.
Just by the way.
Yes.
And it was an experience for me to now jump on their hooks and get the experience to work with rappers.
Right.
Not realizing that I'm actually being nurtured at the same time. And so when I cottoned on to the fact that they were creating this thing called a mixtape, because at that point I didn't know what mixtape was.
Wow.
I still didn't know. I was very, I would say, naive to the world of music.
Yes.
I knew about music, obviously. You know, like we know about sound system but there is a different world.
It's a different side of the coin. When you're on the recording aspect of it, there's a lot of things people don't see in the background. Obviously, the public just go and buy the tune and that's it.
Right.
But when you're on the other side,
right. And so I saw that they were creating this thing called a mixtape. I inquired about it, and I said, you know what? Let me create a mixtape as well.
Yeah.
And so I went into YouTube, found a couple of rhythms, and then I believe that's what probably you came across. It was a mixtape called Elevation.
Okay.
That was my first project that I put together, just to showcase who I am, newcomer, new artist.
Yeah. I'll let you into something actually. I used to play that in my car. My kids used to be in the background, and they to play that other track there, and they still play it. They still love the track up to now. I can't remember which one it was, but it was off of that little promo. Yeah, but there was a couple of tracks I said yes. You're ready.
It was a fun thing to do.
Yeah,
because it was my first mixtape. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And I actually printed up. I pressed up 2,500 copies. And done the legwork on it, and just walked street and just gave them out.
Wow, that's determination. That's a very that's a very brave take to step, especially within the industry now. Things are because people get rejected all the time through this. And I think through your journey and your perseverance. Yeah,
it happened. I mean, because people couldn't understand why I was giving this CD away for free. They thought it was a little, and I was like, no. I just want you to just know who I am. You know?
Yeah.
And so that was my first project.
Wow. Now moving on to a song that I took to.
Go on then.
The song "Counting on Your Blessings" was very popular amongst other tracks, which you have out on release. What inspired you to write that particular track?
In 2009, I was diagnosed with MS.
Okay.
And I got struck down bad. I was literally bedbound for 11 months.
Wow.
Had to start all over again. I had to learn how to walk again and learn how to talk. And because what it done, excuse me, just before I go into the explanation of that, just to let people know what MS is, it's almost like it affects your auto immune system,
right?
In terms of like your nervous system in your brain, and then it can have effect on your organs, and your ability in terms of your bodily able functions. And so so I was diagnosed. I was struck down with that in 2009, and what happened was I was in recovery, and I came out of recovery, sorry, I came out of being bedbound for 11 months, and I was at my partner's house, and I was in the bath, and I still had a little bit of numbness in my legs.
Yeah.
And my producer at the time, I had met a man called Joe G. He's passed on, God rest his soul.
Okay.
And he called me and said to me, Jay, we're coming to see you, me and the missus. What do you want? You want some Lucas here? Do you want some fruits? And I said to him, nah, man, I want a rhythm.
But that's why I'm born for singing. I don't care what state of it, this man, I'm definitely born to sing. Oh my gosh.
And so he was like,
in that moment, you wanted to.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was like, Jay.
Wow.
He's like, all right, I hear you, but he's like, but what you want? I said to him, Joe G, that's all I want. I said to him, I said to him, thank you, but I don't require anything else but a rhythm. I need to write.
Wow.
And I was in the bath, and Joe G sent me the rhythm, and I wrote Counting on My Blessings in the bath.
Wow. That is absolutely mind blowing. That's phenomenal. That's the another. Wow. Wow. So then, when did you actually go to do the recording? Now, when you've done the?
Well, once I got myself back on my feet, it took me a little while. It took me probably about 2.5 months to get the legs them to work properly. After coming back from my mum's after the 11 months. Yeah, and then went to studio, and as you can hear for yourself, that was the result.
Listen, that tune there, man. You know what? This is why I love singers, Seriously, so I love singers. When you're singing, and you're singing from your heart, and you're singing for what is real, what is, forget about authentic, because authentic is just a word. What is real life and what counts is definitely counting your blessings, man.
Yep.
Definitely. And I was about to say, because I'm saying to myself, isn't this track charted anywhere? Isn't it out in the? Because it was going around for a long time, Jay. Trust me, that track there was circling around for a long time, and I was wondering to myself, how come this track?
Well, it's funny that you would say that now.
Don't hit any charts. Or what?
Well, what happened with that track was Joji had his own download shop. And he was very much against iTunes and all that kind of stuff. And so what he done, the track was only available on his shop.
Okay.
So it didn't receive the exposure
it's supposed to get
that it was supposed to get.
But I tell you something, the message, so that outswings the exposure, like the physical side. Just the message. That track was played so often. I'm not a man to sit on YouTube and go over everything. But sometimes I say, what? Wait, I sure you do this, sir? The man look again. The next one you do, sir? So it was in circulation.
Yeah.
But that tune, wow, I am taken back in the fact that the way how you wrote the track, that is just something that's.
It's funny because it's coming back around again.
The same track?
Yeah, it's coming back. It's I don't know what's going on, but it's doing something for people again.
I'll tell you what it's doing. It's count your blessings. That's what the tune in here. I'm going to lick the video. Sorry. Okay, that's count your blessings. Yeah. Sorry about the joke on the video.
Yeah, it's cool. It's feeling, isn't it?
It says what it says, man, and it's definitely needed.
Yeah, it's coming around again.
Yeah, we have to take
really strange.
Take our time to reflect on things. So, going to my fourth question now. Songs like "Bless Me," "Top of the Mountain," "King David," all them great tunes. When are we going to see an EP or an album from you, or is that something that you're working on?
Well, in lockdown, I did do an album called "This Is My Life," which actually done really, really well in terms of, because obviously what I done download, but I done physical copies,
right,
as well. Because what I've recognized is that my clientele, they're much maturer,
right?
So they're still on the CD.
Yes.
So it's like, even now, people are saying, okay, when's the new CD? Like, they're not asking when the new album is, they're saying, when is the new CD?
Okay.
So it makes me recognize that my clientele, like my targeted audience,
they're more CD-based than download-based.
And so I can't really shy away from it.
Okay.
As much as I'd like to.
Yeah.
Because the CD, I'm not cheap. Because for me, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it properly.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm going to make the CD look like a vinyl.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Which costs money.
Yeah.
And so in lockdown, I did do an album called "This Is My Life," which actually done okay. Done okay, because what it is, "This Is My Life" is, we didn't agree on a genre.
Okay.
We just created music.
Right.
So on This Is My Life album, what you have on there is an infusion of R&B, hip hop, reggae, all infused into one.
Right.
And so that's what really messed with the people, because they were expecting to get a reggae album from me.
Reggae album. Okay.
But I don't consider myself to be a reggae artist or an R&B artist. I just consider myself to be an artist.
Yeah. And I know you've got a very nice range of, some really nice melodies. And when you hear JayjayBorn2sing, you know him. There's a little tag in him. There's a signature there that makes you that singer.
What is that then?
It's just the melodies and the way your arrangements are.
Yeah, thank you.
And
it's intentional.
Yeah, and that's what puts a stamp on your product.
Yeah, thank you.
So let's go on to the next question.
Yeah.
Are you currently performing anywhere at the moment? And if so, where can our listeners get any information on up-and-coming shows?
Well, I mean, as we're in the festive period, there's no bookings at the moment.
Okay.
Which is and you know what it is? It's there's everything is there's purpose and reason and purpose.
Yeah.
Because what it is I'm trying to do, not even trying, let me stop saying the word trying. What I'm doing is I am learning about being integral, about my gift and my artistry.
Yeah.
And so I remember Bitty McLean's when I came out of the Reggae Star Factor, Bitty McLean's manager called me and said to me, "Yo, listen, I see you, I love what you're doing, but I just want to give you one piece of advice." And I was like, "Okay, come me take my car for help me, Man, I say, yeah, man.
Your ears perk up now.
You get me? I'm thinking, yes, man, I get in. And he said to me, "Do not become an industry whore."
Yeah.
He said, because they're going to flock in with the bookings, he said, don't be on everything and anything.
Yes.
Make sure you always maintain being exclusive.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, okay, now that you're going to give me that advice, let me go and look at your artist then. And if you check Bitty McLean,
yes,
you don't see him or
100%,
nothing.
100%.
He just when you come,
yeah,
and sure sell off, and then gone again, and then when him come back again, sure sell off.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I can't do it like Bitty yet, but I can take a leaf.
Yeah.
And so that's what it is. In this season, I'm trying to be a little bit more, because what it is, I've got plans for 2025 in terms of I got my own band. I've got my own backing singers and and so I want to put on a massive show.
Okay.
Now, if you see JayjayBorn2sing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every weekend, when it comes to me doing my show now, people might be like, okay, well, I saw him last week and I saw him the week before. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be a little bit more strategic about what I'm doing.
Okay.
So there's nothing for me in this festive period, even though I have just done a song that wasn't my plan. I don't ever do Christmas songs or anything in the Christmas period. But my producer Morpheus decided to send me something at 1:45 in the morning.
Producers, you know them, man, when I'm up something that I'm head.
Yeah.
Cling.
Yeah. And I said exactly what it was, and I listened to it at 1:45 in the morning, just about to climb into my bed, and I literally kissed my teeth and dashed the phone and said, you know what, I ain't dealing with Morpheus tonight now. And then the next day I got up and I sent him a message and said to him, "Bro, I'm letting you know I'm not talking to you for now." Because in my brain I'm like, you're getting me to get into this festive thing.
Yeah.
But you know what? God's plan is the perfect one, because we came up with a song called "Down on My Knees," which is on a remake of the Blueberry Hill.
Yeah, I heard the track. Serious stuff, man. Serious business.
Yeah.
Wow. There's going to be some good things coming, I feel, for you in 2025. I think now is a time for preparation for a lot of artists who have been there humbly doing their stuff in the background. I think next year is going to be a time of real
reaping.
And people are definitely doing their planting. And that's what we need to do, plant and make sure everything's set. So when we do move up and we do expand.
I love that, King, because that's how I feel at the moment. I feel like I'm literally on the plantation, just tilling the soil. That's what it feels like for me.
Yeah, prepping.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Prepping. So I know you're a busy man because it's either you're in studio or you're doing something or you're writing tracks or whatever it may be. So when you're not in the studio recording, how do you actually relax?
Well, I'm the chef of the family. I know it's not relaxation.
Hold on. JayjayBorn for cook now. Hold on a minute.
No, that was my profession before I got struck down with the MS.
Okay.
Yeah, chef, man. You know.
Wow,
yeah,
it's
qualified
nice.
chef. Yeah, so I can't do it as much as I used to because of the standing. I can't stand for too long. But I love to cook and I love to entertain. I love to invite people around.
Yeah.
And especially with my children.
Yes.
What we do, we have this thing called the Naked Truth, where we come together, we eat, and we just sit and we talk about real stuff and honest stuff, and we're just transparent with each other.
Wow.
Yeah.
You don't see that type of woman again. We're talking about way back when type of woman. This is the example. When I said, man, cook, sit down with the family, eat and talk real things.
Real things, man.
Real things are happening in
right,
today's
King.
society.
That's right, King. That's right.
We're not playing. We're not playing. We're not playing. It's not time for be playing. But moving on to my next question now.
Yes.
You have a great voice, and I would say,
thank you.
Who would you say was your inspirational singers?
I love this question. I love it. You know,
want to ask you again?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Just for this part of the interview, you have a great voice.
Thank you.
Who would you say are your inspirational singers?
Top of my list is Dennis Brown. Yeah, I know. Listen,
Go, Jay, go. No, go on again.
Top of the list is Dennis Brown. Then we move. We come down to Luther Vandross. And then we come down again. We come down to Mary J. Blige. And then we come down again to Brandy. And then we come down to a brother called Tank.
Wow. Dennis man, you're a bro, and that man is an influence on a lot of people.
Telling you.
And as singers, no matter where you are, the guy had a unique voice. From the age of 12, the guy's gifted.
Yeah.
And you know, you'll be surprised what could happen with when you use your gifts them and move them forward, and how much people you inspire. And a great songwriter as well.
Amen.
Dennis Brown. Now, there's a lot of there isn't a lot of UK reggae singers about. Why do you think that is? Unless I'm wrong, because
to be fair, there is quite a few.
Okay.
Of UK reggae singers, but respectfully, what it is, I just feel like I'm saying we because I don't want to point fingers. We just need to be very intentional about quality control. You know, about the stuff that we're putting out, and I say that because I remember Spragga Benz's label contacted me. Sorry, not contacted me. There were some guys that I was working with, Catman and Lefty B.
Okay. And
I was doing some stuff with them, and Spragga Benz's label got in contact with them and saying that they were looking for some artists for this particular rhythm.
Right.
Capon was on it, Spragga was on it, Sizzler was on it. And so Catman and Lefty B said to them, yeah, we have one UK artist called JayjayBorn2sing. And they were like, no, we don't want nothing from UK because those people, they don't know about quality. And that was their opinion of us.
Wow. And this is the breakdown I'm talking about, because we're all into this thing because we love what we're doing. We've got a passion for it. We've got talent. So these are the things I like to talk about. Why are we not putting together and you know, bringing up everybody? Again, this would be another conversation, but yeah.
Yeah, but King, you know what it is what we need to realize, and I'll say we again, is it's not just about singing a song. It's not just about, you know, because you can sing that you should sing. It's not just about that. It's about making sure that we're feeding the people the right thing.
Exactly.
We, as songwriters and singers, we have responsibilities in terms of what we're feeding people.
That's right.
So, because King, listen, you see me, if I'm in a bad place, I'm not getting on the mic and singing. No. Because what I now portray, what I give out, is what people are going to receive from me.
Tongue.
Do you get what I'm saying, King?
Life or that
the tongue.
It brings.
And so for me, I've also learnt by with working with Morpheus, a lot of producers don't like me because when you work with a producer or an engineer, it's their responsibility and your responsibility for them to find what your sound is.
Yeah.
If me and you go into the same studio and we record with the same engineer, he cannot engineer your song the same way he engineers mine, and vice versa. Because you have your sound, and I have my sound.
Yeah.
That is so important when it comes to recording. So, and I've always said that, you know, you can sing a great song, but have you got the greatest engineer?
Yeah, and that's to do with from an engineering side of view. That's to do with the ears. Because
that's right.
What we have now, we have generations of young guys in the production, doing production, and I have to say, they have a digital ear. They don't have the analog ear. I come back from the analog ear.
Yep.
So 100%. When I'm listening to a track, although I'm using particular applications and music platforms to use, you know, to make tunes.
Yeah.
My ear is trained to both sides. So I know what I want to hear, but at the end of the day, it's the overall feel. And I get it. Some of the tracks you hear, you think, but hey.
I've got some songs here that I've recorded with specific producers, which I won't mention no names, that I don't promote.
Yeah.
Because they didn't engineer my song correctly. So my song's not coming across the way that I painted it.
Yeah.
So they've distorted my painting.
Yeah.
And so I just don't promote it. And you would be surprised that there's a lot of people that think that I'm a diva. It's not that I'm a diva. I know the gift that God has given.
You know what you want, and you know what you want.
Do you know what I'm saying? I know what my sound is.
Yes.
And so when I write, people don't realize that words paint pictures.
That's correct.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you paint a picture, it should be you decide whether it's black or white or not, or whether it's color.
Yeah.
And I paint color pictures. And so if the engineering is not correct, that means you've distorted my painting.
Yeah, he's not on the same page as yours, or the same vision.
And so, you know, no disrespect to nobody, but I've taken the time out to learn about my craft.
Yeah. And once you know about your craft and you know what you want, you will definitely avoid certain people without even offending them, because you know straight away they're not on the same page as you.
Which is fine.
Which is fine. So let them go and do what they're doing.
That's what you're doing. Yeah.
JayjayBorn2sing. Great to have you here. I've got something for you, actually. You didn't know this one was coming.
Okay.
Okay, listen, I'm going to give him...
you got a bucket hat for me?
Oh, listen.
Fire.
I'm going to give JJ Vision Radio 345. This is limited edition. Not many people are going to get this, but I said to myself, I'm going to give you this bucket hat, because when I see this guy, when he's all around the place, you know, I'm styling my boss, you know. Always presentable. JJ, listen, this is for you.
Thank you very much, man.
And thank you for coming in to Vision Radio 345. This is us here with JayjayBorn2sing. Thank you very much for coming in, my friend.
Bless you. Bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We're out of here.